Hello and welcome, or welcome back to the Three Strands Pod. How you feel? How you feel? How you feel? 25 sitting on 25 mil. I hope you guys are feeling great. I hope you guys are feeling great. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I should sing for you guys. Should I sing for you, man? Well, sometimes I go out by myself, and I'm not going no one. I hope you guys enjoyed that because that was like gold standard singing, really and truly. Should I tell you guys a fun fact that not many people know? I actually worked with Amy and Mark, on the cover of that song. So yeah, there's a fun fact for ya. Bet you didn't know that. Oh my gosh, I'm so hilarious. For the benefit of the listeners outside London, London hasn't been officially open, but as of May 17th, outside is officially open, as in we can go outside to now go inside, as in we can now sit inside restaurants. Before we were just doing outdoor eating, which isn't the best when you live in London because the weather here sucks, like it's constantly raining and nobody wants to eat soggy food, so yeah. But now inside outside or outside inside is open. So for the Londoners or for anybody that's visiting, have you guys been out to enjoy? Because I haven't been out. I don't know what to expect. Like, I heard that people are really bumping shoulders with people and people's food is falling on the floor inside the restaurant because people have knocked it over because they're sitting that close. Like, I don't know if I'm ready for all of that because, yeah, okay, I don't know. I'm personally just happy to have the option to sit inside and eat my food because when they opened outside but they didn't open up inside, oh my days, eating outside is the worst. Everywhere is wet or it's cold and it's windy and there's pigeons and there's birds and there's dogs. Oh my days. Yeah? London is pretty, but it's not that pretty. Okay, it ain't that nice. So now that outside inside is open, I am so excited to go and eat. But I don't know if I should trust it just yet. So let me know if you guys have been out to eat. Where did you go and how was your experience? And where do you recommend? I want some new food. I eat everything. I just don't really like vegetables, but I eat everything. So let me know. When I say all of this, I'm really hoping to not prevent you guys from coming to London if you're not in London or visiting, whatever. Come to London. It's nice, but yeah, okay. Don't say I didn't warn you. So I think the time has come to make it do what it do. So without further ado, oh, I said without further ado, cue the intro.
20-something years of age, and life surely ain't about handouts. So I lays my plan out. Hard work is living catered to an art course survival. Consider John's lesson from conception to arrival. Now that I'm here, my fears shall decrease. Learn about life, making my way to the east. From 4 square yard struggler, the G's on time. Yo, God, hit me with that introducing.
This episode does come with a trigger warning as I do mention rape. The year is 1906. An O.W. Gurley, a wealthy African American from Arkansas, don't correct me, moves to Tulsa and purchased over 40 acres of land, and he made sure that it was only sold to other African Americans. And Gurley used the area to provide refuge to African Americans who were running from the harsh oppressions of Mississippi. In Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921, the Greenwood District, which was later known as Black Wall Street, was one of the wealthiest African American communities in the United States. Now, due to segregation, the dollar, quote, circulated 36 to 100 times and remained within Greenwood, quote, almost a year before leaving. And so at that time, the state of Oklahoma only had 2 airports and 6 black families owned their own planes. I don't know about y'all, but I know some black folk, but I ain't never met one not 2, let alone 3, 4, 5, or 6 black families had their own airplane. There's a lot. There's phenomenal. Phenomenal. For there to only be 2 airports and 6 black families have their own planes, on the real, big up them, because that's very impressive. Dr. Simon Berry, who owned the bus system in Tulsa, actually recalled that in 1910, his average income was around $500 a day. $500 a day for him, and he's doing bus system. That's, it's patterned. On May 31st, 1921, a report was made that Dick Rowland, a black man, attempted to rape Sarah Page, a white woman. Now, the accounts of what actually took place between Rowland and Page in the Drexel building elevator on that day vary. But the white people of the area were completely outraged and didn't want to wait until the investigation had actually unfolded, and it sparked a 2-day racial violence outbreak. So over the course of those 2 days, 35 city blocks went up in flames, 300 people died, and 800 people were injured. And around 9,000 people became homeless, and many lived in tents well into the winter of 1921. And I read that neither the survivors nor their families received the reparations suggested by the Tulsa Race Riot Commission. The mayor at the time established the Reconstruction Committee to redesign the Greenwood district for industrial purposes, but the black people were offered below market value for their properties. Now, according to sociologist Chris M. Messer, the police actually contributed to the riots through their ineffective leadership. And they actively participated in the riot by arming the white people with guns and allowing the police force to multiply overnight. The police were actually arresting black people during the rioting, but no white people were arrested. And politicians and the media were falsely claiming that the riot was started as an uprising by lawless blacks. And Tulsa newspapers often referred to the Greenwood district as, quote, Little Africa and, quote, N-word town. And so Messer explained that the white politicians had perceptions of the black community, quote, as predisposed to crime and in need of social control, which basically means that due to their assumptions of black criminality, the white people justified their violence on the Greenwood district. So they didn't even feel like what they were doing was a bit outlandish. It wasn't uncalled for. They felt because black people are so predisposed to this criminal lifestyle and violence that it's fine for us to just burn down this district. The Tulsa newspaper actually suggested that the KKK would, quote, restore order in the community. And so a mainstream newspaper is encouraging the white supremacist and superiority mentality. And so obviously the white people of the area were they felt that their anger and their violence towards the black people of the Greenwood district was justified, again, because not only did they feel this way, but the media, the newspaper, the politicians, all of these bodies of authority, the police, are supporting their ideology, supporting their mentality, supporting the theories that they have built up that they are superior, and that even though there is a rumor or there's allegations or it's just a little bit unclear of what it is that took place in that elevator on that day, they felt like that was enough ammunition to get this race war started, to get this violent outbreak started. So seeing a black community thriving in the way that Greenwood did was not supporting the stereotype of black inferiority. So obviously the white people that had this preconceived notion that whites are superior and blacks are inferior, they must have felt some type of way when they saw that these black people are managing to produce all of this on their own. They're managing to sustain themselves. They're managing to create this whole community that runs and is efficient, and they have all of these different businesses and outlets, and it's literally its own little bubble world that we as white people are not involved. They just think, how can they manage to pull this off? How can they manage to be this successful? It doesn't make any sense. It makes them inadequate in their superiority, because if you are superior, your inferiors should not be able to surpass you. They should not be able to do more and better than you can. Or the whole notion, the whole basis of your superiority is false. So obviously the white people having that mentality, having those ideas, are looking at the black people and feel envious or feel jealousy or feel anger or whatever it is. So obviously seeing the black community thriving in the way that it did, I mean, we read that the dollar would circulate 36 to 100 times within this community before it left, and it would be there almost a year. A year was a very, very long time for it to just be within this one completely black community. So obviously the white people that have this supremacist mentality are thinking, fam, how the hell are they managing to do this? It's making the white people feel some type of way, obviously, as payback for whatever it was that they believe happened between Roland and Paige in that elevator. They felt, yeah, we have to tear down the community. We have to get rid of it. This is our opportunity to get back at them. Because the community was thriving before that. There weren't any white people. There wasn't any white input. Like, the dollar would leave after a year. So there was enough happening within this community that was sustaining the people that lived there. So I don't think there was an opportunity prior to this allegation or prior to this situation that would have allowed the white people to come in and destroy the community in the way that they did. Walter F. White of the National Association for the Advancement of Coloured People, or NAACP, said that the town had grown from a population of 18,182 in the year 1910 to somewhere between 900,000 and 100,000 residents in 1920. That is only 10 years. From 18,000 to almost 100,000. So obviously, just looking at that, like looking at how much the community has grown in just 10 years, you see that obviously the white people that had this white supremacist or white superiority mentality or whatever must have definitely felt some kind of way, because they're thinking, how on earth are these black people able to do all of these things? Just looking at how the community grew over a span of 10 years, I think that it's safe to say that there is a lot of room for white people to be envious of what the Greenwood district became in that time. And that white people may have looked at it like, how can these black people have built up a community that is so self-sufficient, that they're so reliant on themselves, that they genuinely don't need us? How can that be? That we are supposed to be superior? How can they be so close to us or on the same level as us or surpass us? How is that even possible? And there possibly was friction between this black community and poor white people, because they're thinking, but I'm white, I'm racially superior, I'm better than these people in every way, so why am I poor? How can these black people have this entire community that has hotels, hospitals, schools, shops, bars, barbershops, everything? How can they have created this thriving community, and I'm white and poor and I have nothing? How can I be poor and white and they're rich and black? It makes no sense. So I think that there was a lot of racial tension in this area, which we already know about, because in the span of 2 days, the community was completely torn apart. Although the community sadly got torn apart, I think it's very lovely to have seen that this was a thriving community that was completely black owned, like everything, and that the dollar could circulate for so long before it left the community, and that they were literally self-sufficient. Like, if you needed anything, bread, milk, haircut, you need your nails done, you need to spa, you need a hotel, whatever it is that you need, like, you can get it within this community that is completely black owned and that you can feel safe within. Like, literally, Gurley said that he wanted to only sell the parts of the land to other African Americans to provide that generational wealth, to provide this opportunity for other black people to come up, allow other black people to basically bask in his fortune and create a fortune for themselves, and then create this whole generational wealth, all of these things. I think it's very lovely to see that they were able to do that. Again, of course, it got ruined, but just to know that it is possible, I think is very, very encouraging. So if you don't already, I want to urge and encourage you to support black businesses. Although I'm not currently aware of any black communities that are similar to Black Wall Street, as in it's literally just a community that is all black, like everything is black. I'm not currently aware of anything that is happening like that. But there are a lot of black businesses online, in person, wherever. You can find everything on the internet. So again, I urge and encourage you guys to please support black businesses. If you want to get your nails done, get your hair done, if you want to go on holiday, if you want to move house, if you want to paint your wall, whatever it is, I'm sure someone black is doing it. So why not support black businesses today, tomorrow, and forever and always? So I am going to leave links of some black businesses that I think you guys should support, and hopefully you guys check them out. If there are any discount codes for you guys, I shall leave them in the description. If not, I'm sorry, y'all. Not everybody gets a discount. But support black businesses with your full dollar, with your full pound, with your full yen, with your full francs, euros, whatever it is. Support black businesses. And that is it from me. So until next time, peace in the Middle East to you and your crew. What? Peace in the Middle East to you and your crew.
I'm 20-something years of age, and life surely ain't about handouts. So I lays my plan out. Hard work is living catered to an art called survival. Consider Jah's lesson from conception to arrival. Now that I'm here, my fears shall decrease. Learn about life, making my way to the east. From 4 square yard struggler, the G's on time. Yo, God, hit me with that